Yo, what is going on, guys? It's Jack, and welcome back to another video. And I hope you guys enjoyed that little intro clip. I just thought it was a really cool a way to end a game. And people are just sitting there, all bottled up in one area. Basically, it's really cool to be able to flank around and just basically they're just facing in the wrong direction, and you just mow them all down. It's really a satisfying feeling. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed that. But anyway. Today is actually a very special day because, well, as of today, April 15th, 2019, it has been officially 4 years exactly since posting my first video up on here on this channel after creating it. And, man, these last 4 years have certainly been quite the story. It's kind of been like almost like a representation of my life, exactly. And, by the way, this gameplay in particular represents the hardest I've ever had to carry in Call of Duty, ever. I've been playing Call of Duty for like maybe over 8 years now or whatnot, and I can tell you, this is the hardest I've ever had to carry in order to get a victory in Team Deathmatch. And I not only take pride in this gameplay because of the fact that, well, the other team was bad and I was able to take full advantage. No. I actually, the most pride I take from this gameplay is simply because, well, my teammates were bad too, like really bad. You'll see at the end of the game, you'll see the scoreboard, and the numbers will speak for themselves. So, again, I was barely able to get the win on this one, so I take pride in that, and I hope you enjoyed it. So, for those of you guys that were ever curious, what's the hardest I've ever had to carry, there were other gameplays that have come close, but I think this one takes the cake, so I hope you enjoy it. And with this lobby in particular, there's been a couple other gameplays that I got with really good scores, another 60 plus as well, with even less deaths than this gameplay, but I got them both, so it's all good. But anyway, back to the main topic of discussion here is the 4-year anniversary of this channel. And I know some of you guys out there that watch me are also content creators, or some of you out there that might want to do this, or some of you out there that just like to watch. If you've ever wanted to ask, has there been any time where I wanted to quit? Some of you already know the answer to this. And the answer is definitely yes. Partially because of anxiety and depression. I've been going through that a lot lately, especially in the last 2.5 to 3 years. Because some of you may or may not know, this channel actually has survived even the death of my father, who also was my best friend in life, and I still miss him to this day. Every once in a while, he'll visit me in my dreams. And to give you guys a very personal story that I haven't told anybody on here or even on Twitter, just to kind of open up to you guys a little bit. You know, the first time I saw him in my dreams, it wasn't too long after he passed away. It was the first dream I ever saw him. I've only seen him 3 times, I think, in my dreams since then. And you know, when I saw him, it was actually before I woke up on the day that I actually ended up going to the hospital, because I thought there was something wrong with me, but I was just stressed out. I ended up panicking all over the place, and there was absolutely nothing wrong with me. And in the dream, the first thing I felt like he was, like his hands were on my back giving me like a massage, because every once in a blue moon, he used to do that. Like, and he had a very specific touch. He was very strong with his hands. There was no denying that. It was very, very familiar, and I saw it in the dream, and it felt so real. And I remember I was like lying down, and I turned around as if I was waking up from bed, and that was the dream. Like I turn around, and he's right there. He's right there. He's like, "Hey, man, hey, relax." And I look at him. I have a big smile on my face, and I'm like, "Thank you for visiting me." And he said, "Oh, come on, man." In other words, that was his way of saying, "Come on, you don't have to thank me for that." And that was it. It all lasted but maybe 10 seconds at the most. The best dreams last for a very little period of time. And they say that the spirit of the person actually is visiting you whenever you have a dream about them. So yeah, I was very, very grateful for that, and it felt so real. It felt great, and I guess that was his way of saying, "Hey, man, you don't need to go to the hospital. It's just some stress. It's just some panic. Nothing to worry about." I still ended up going, but I really didn't need to. It was basically, I was there for like an hour after tests. They basically said I was perfectly fine. They took all sorts of tests, blood, urine, EKG. They did the excuse me. They did the what's that called? An X-ray, a chest X-ray. Everything was perfectly fine. So sometimes it just goes to show you how sometimes you could definitely be in your head. So in terms of, you know, depression, anxiety, and also YouTube bullshit, which doesn't really cause much depression or anxiety, actually, to be honest, at all. It just, the YouTube bullshit basically just causes aggravation. Because quite frankly, in terms of the way YouTube is going, I mean, it's really, really hard, especially for Call of Duty. In terms of where Call of Duty is going and how it's been recently, and its popularity being less and less every year, and the way YouTube is going, you know, if you put logic together, I mean, if you just think about everything, it's like, it's really hard to stick around and keep doing it. But it still continues to be fun for me. The fact that I'm a smaller channel, I guess, is something that is advantageous because I don't necessarily have to deal with all that bullshit, at least not all that much. Not nearly as much as some of the bigger channels out there. So, in and of itself, that is a blessing. And at the same time, I also have you guys. And you guys have absolutely been some of the most supportive people ever. I mean, there may come a time to where this channel, which is completely up to you guys, obviously, you guys are the ones to decide a YouTuber's success. It's not the YouTuber themselves, it's the ones that, it's the people that watch. If I'm ever blessed enough to have more guys and gals like you that watch my content, and if you guys decide that I'm worthy to reach a certain kind of success on YouTube, then I have to say thank you, and it's all because of you guys. And the thing is, one of the things that keeps me going is you guys, even till this day. I don't have to have a shit ton of subscribers in order for me to keep doing this. It still continues to be fun, and as long as things don't get too bullshit-ish or too bullshitty, or if that's even a word, then I'll continue to do it. And yes, there's definitely been times where I thought of quitting, but somehow I just keep going. You guys are a partial reason to that, definitely, for sure. The communication that we have back and forth has been absolutely tremendous. And also a little shout out to everybody that showed up on stream today over at Twitch. I can't stream on YouTube through the Xbox console itself, so I had to stream on Twitch. And there were about 14 people max in the chat at one point. And communication was great, and I'm actually very, very surprised as to how many people just are sick and tired of watching Black Ops 4. Well, I'm not very, very surprised, but I'm a little bit surprised because I was expecting Black Ops 4 to be a little bit more popular, but at the same time, the casuals will always outnumber the, let's say, the pro community or the esports community, which, according to Charlie Intel, the competitive playlist, League Play, is the second most popular playlist in the entire multiplayer, except for TDM. So, it's insane. TDM is first place, League Play is in second. That is crazy. So in terms of the MLG or aspiring pros or whatever you want to call it, that number, I guess, is rising. Or maybe it's just because the way Black Ops 4 is. I guess Modern Warfare 4 will have to determine the other things as well. And but yeah, wow, this commentary went by pretty quick. I just wanted to say thank you very much for everybody being extremely supportive. These 4 years have definitely had their ups and downs, but overall it's been quite an amazing journey, and I really like to thank everybody for their support and for their kind words. And here's to another 4 years, guys. And that's it. That's all I got for this one. Thank you very much for everything, guys. And as always, if you enjoyed this video, let me know. And if you didn't, let me know what I can do to make my videos better. I'll catch you guys on the next one.